90s, it was rumored that you had like 500 pairs of white sneakers.
Those are rumors. That's what rumors are. Nobody has 500 of anything. You have 500 sneakers? Well, I never had that many.
27 hearts beat!
Hello and welcome to episode 1 of Shooey. 001 in fact. Now you're probably trying to work out what Shooey is and how it fits into what's happened on this YouTube channel so far. So Shooey was inspired off the back of a TikTok video that I put out that went particularly viral. It went to 1.3 million people so far and has had 180,000 likes. And I started engaging with my community, and a lot of people were saying, so that video was about buying your first home at 19 like I did. And I had lots of feedback in the comments from people saying they had no money. And one stood out to me in particular. Might have just been the way that it was phrased, but a gentleman said, "Mate, I can't even afford to buy bread. How am I gonna buy my first home?" And that really got me thinking. I was talking on a higher level about how to spend thousands of dollars that you already theoretically have saved. What if you didn't have that saved? How could you start? So that is what this whole challenge was about. I set myself a challenge. I'm interested in sneakers, and I was aware that people were making money flipping sneakers, and it's something I'd always wanted to get into, and it was just the right timing. And I decided that what I wanted to do was set myself a challenge of flipping my way from $0. So my first pair of sneakers, I was allowed to spend $0 on, which was a little bit of a challenge, I'll be honest with you, but I did it, and I've been flipping for a while now, and I'm starting to make some serious money, and I haven't put any of my own dollars in, and so I thought what I'd do is start documenting it on YouTube, essentially. So I'm not an expert, I'm learning at the same rate that you are, and that's what these videos are about, me documenting my learning. We're gonna have some fun with it though. I am I love the idea of thinking of things differently. So this show will be about, one of the motifs in the show, should I say, will be about pairing shoes with a drink. Now, not necessarily alcoholic all the time, but my guess is that predominantly can end up being alcoholic. Now, the reason I've decided to do that is I think that sneakers are a huge cultural statement. What you wear on your shoes for a lot of people is something that people are spending a lot of time thinking about, a lot of money on. They do tons of research. It's such a cultural thing. And so's drinking. I mean, you go out and you enjoy a couple of drinks with your friends. There's two cultural things and they rarely ever meet. And they're things I'm both quite passionate about, whether it's a coffee or a beer or a scotch. I think going out and sharing a beverage with someone you hold near and dear is fantastic. So this show is designed to be just a huge cultural explosion, if you will. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be teaming drinks up with shoes. So it's called Shooey, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But I'm going to be pairing a pair of shoes with a drink. So the concept is, if the shoe walked into a bar and walked up to the bar and put its hand on the bar, what would it order? So that is the premise of the show. I'm quite keen. It's going to give you another look into the cultural significance of each individual shoe, and it'll help communicate better how we think of these shoes. Or it's going to have my spin on it, obviously, because I'm going to be the one teaming up the drinks and the shoes. I'm not always going to get it right. I really value your feedback. Please let me know in the comments, but that's what it's going to be about, and it'll be interesting to see how that changes over time as well, because different shoes mean different things in different eras. If you look at a Nike Air Jordan, for example, that used to be a huge basketball shoe, and it still is somewhat, but now it's much more of a streetwear shoe. So obviously, way back when, it probably would have been a Powerade. Now, it's probably more of an alcoholic sort of drink. That's the sort of discussions we're going to have on the show. So really, really pumped to get into it. But I thought it'd be nice to start off by reading the definition of what a Shooey is. Now, Wikipedia's definition, and Wikipedia is definitely the wealth of knowledge in the 21st century. Wikipedia says, drinking from a shoe has historically been performed as both a bringer of good fortune and as a hazing punishment. There you go. Drinking champagne from a lady's slipper became a symbol of decadence in the early 20th century. So, as you can see, doing shoeys has a fair bit of history behind it. Today it's seen as somewhat of a celebration. I mean, a lot of Formula One drivers actually do shoeys. And that is the reason why this show has a couple of O's in the name rather than the one like you'd traditionally spell it, because Formula One has actually trademarked the word Shooey, so I can't spell it properly. So that is why the name of the show is misspelled. Fun fact for you. Yeah, I mean, it's a celebration, and I think it's one of the only times that shoes and alcohol intersect. So the name of the show is a bit of a no-brainer, in my opinion. But what we're going to do to close out this first episode of the show, obviously because I haven't been filming it, but I have been filming what I've done so far on TikTok, is I'm going to cut together a montage of what I've put up on TikTok so far, so the 45-second clips, and just present them in episode 1 to catch you up. So I hope you enjoy. Please leave some feedback down below. If there's someone in your life you think might get a bit of enjoyment out of this show, please share it around. I'm really pumped. I want to have some people on the show. I hosted Real Estate TV predominantly on my own. I'm looking to, shoes and drinks are a gateway to people, I think, because they're so cultural. So the reason I'm filming this series on the couch is because I want to have some people sitting next to me. So if you're interested in sneakers, reach out to me. Let's chop it up. Let's grab a coffee and we'll see if you want to come on the show. But for now, I'm going to leave you with this montage, and I can't wait to bring you episode 2. So I'm brand new to sneaker flipping. I've never done it before. I mean, I'm literally, as we speak, sitting here right now watching YouTube videos about flipping sneakers to understand what sells and what doesn't sell. And I thought it would be fun to do 2 things. Number 1, document the process of learning to flip sneakers. And number 2, start with a $0 budget. $0. I'm giving myself nothing, and I'm gonna see how I can turn $0 into, what I can turn $0 into. If that's something that interests you, follow along. This is part 2 of learning to flip sneakers with a $0 budget. So I found these sneakers, and I'm gonna see if they'll take a $0 bid. I feel like such a dick offering $0. So this dude, understandably, is having a really tough time trying to work out why I want the sneakers for $0, but he will not budge from $1. So I'm gonna try and trade something else. I need to not sound like a weird internet creep or something like that. So I was thinking wash his car, and then I went, nah, he's just gonna think I wanna steal it. Do his dishes, then I mean, he was in his home, and that doesn't work. If you're getting any sort of entertainment out of this, share it around and follow along. So I am on my way to pick up my free sneakers. Welcome to part 3 of flipping sneakers for free. Got them, copped them in my hand. They actually look pretty sick too. And they're Adidas, they've got some cool reflective stuff, they're superstars. I reckon for free they're in sick condition. And before everyone in the comments goes nuts saying, oh, but you drove there so you used fuel, these were actually 4.4 kilometers from where I sleep at night. So I reckon I used about 4.4, 8.8 there and back, let's say. I reckon I used about 8.8 cents worth of fuel. So yes, technically they're not free, but come on. If you're getting any entertainment out of these and you want to see how much I can sell these for and what I buy afterwards, don't forget to follow along. This is part 4 of flipping sneakers with a $0 budget. Hello, hello! Bum, bum, bum. Oh, that sounds excellent. It sounds like jelly beans from the doctor. It's got those like nice gritty bits for getting right in the grooves. So I have been sparkling up these shoes now, and this is the uncleaned one. Yeah? And this is the clean one. They just look like nice. The shoelaces are actually in sick condition, so I am going to just soak them. If you're enjoying all this, leave a comment, share it around, and don't forget to follow. This is part 5 of learning to flip sneakers for $0. So the sneakers that I've copped for $0 are Adidas Superstars, and I think we can all agree they've cleaned up quite well. These shoes didn't get their name by fucking about either. They originally dropped in 1964, and they were a game changer. Up until that point, Converse was the last word in basketball shoes, but this shoe changed that forever. Its revolutionary design actually supported basketballers' feet rather than the shoes that Converse were making at the time. During the 80s, the shoe was rebranded as a lifestyle sneaker and was popularized by the hip-hop genre. If you're enjoying watching these as much as I'm enjoying making them, don't forget to follow along and let me know in the comments. So if you haven't been paying attention, I have been learning how to flip sneakers with a $0 budget, and I have some awesome news. Actually so fucking awesome that I don't think people are gonna believe me. I listed the sneakers that I got for free for $25 on Facebook Marketplace, and I sold them in 4 minutes. Here's a couple of screenshots to try and prove that I'm not the CEO of scamming here. It's not over. What's next? I have already purchased these. So I got these for $1. They're another set of Superstars. I'm actually not too sure what I'm going to list them for yet. But I have 24 other dollars now. So that's the thing. I made $25 with $0. Now I've got $25. If I pull off the same trick again, that's like $625. If you're getting any entertainment out of this, or you think I'm a moron for not taking down my Christmas tree yet, don't forget to follow and chuck us a comment. This is part 7 of learning to flip sneakers with no money. Woo! So I posted my $0 sneakers the other day to the purchaser. They bought them for $25. They gave me some money for shipping as well. Fuck yeah, they did. And I bought a pair of sneakers for $1. They're taking a little bit longer to sell. Well, that makes a shit TikTok. $0 sneakers sold in 4 minutes. These have been online for a day now, and they're a little bit cheaper. Now, the reason for that is they're less rare and they're in a little bit worse condition. So I'm probably gonna have to knock the price down a little bit more and be patient. Still looking for more. I just haven't found anything other than a pair of free footy boots that I picked up, which I'll show you in the next part. So make sure that you follow along. Seriously, if you're not following along yet, you're making a huge mistake. So definitely follow along. Share it to a friend who also needs to follow. Is this technically a cry for help? Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I hope I got all your attention with that fucking weird intro, because it's part 8 of learning to flip sneakers from fucking nil money. I have another free pair of sneakers. They definitely need a bit of a sparkle, so I'll be sparkling them up today at some stage, and I will let you know when they're shining. So a quick update on the black Adidas Superstars. They still haven't sold, and I think I'm gonna have to drop the price to $15. Yo, sneakerheads, guess what time it is? It's Huarache time! I just got back from Paran. I picked up a pair of Huaraches for $10. That is the furthest I've had to drive in my sneaker flipping challenge. So I've just pulled the shoes out of their original box, and they look fucking clean as. Check them out. Bam bam alakazam. They look fucking excellent. Don't forget to follow along to see if I lose my shirt, or shoes should I say, on these, or if I make hella Skrilla. Today I'm taking a massive risk. Something I've always been a bit scared to do, but it's time I do it. I'm gonna try putting a pair of sneakers in the washing machine. Step number 1. Delace and desole. Oh, they're ready to go. Step number 2 is to gently place them in the washing machine. Step number 3 is pre-wash. Now, pre-wash is so important, it's actually more important than the wash. If I could choose between pre-wash and wash, I'd rub out the whole wash and just do pre-wash. What I'm trying to say is don't miss the pre-wash. Fun fact about my washing machine is it has a pre-wash tray. And when you open the pre-wash tray, it has 3 slots, and I couldn't tell you which one's for pre-wash. So I typically just sprinkle it across all 3. Now this is step number 4, and this is the most important bit. If you mess up this step, the whole thing's done. You failed. Turn it on and press start.
These are $3 at Coles.
The reason for the black scuff stuff, of course, is because I've been trying to flip these, and they photograph really poorly. They look about as average as I do after I turn up to the Tinder date, so they need to be shined up a little bit more for sale. It smells like nothing. If you haven't been following along, I have been learning to flip sneakers, and I started with $0. That should go away. I made 25 on the first flip, and these cost me $1. So they're done, and they look a damn sight better than what they did do. Definitely. They're definitely not perfect. Don't forget, I only bought these for $1, and I'm trying to flip them for 20. Guys, I love you all, but there are some of you in my comments saying that you can't afford to buy fucking bread. And that just messes with me. I bought these for $1 on Gumtree. I washed them. Admittedly, I spent $3 on scuff stuff and polished them up. Go check out the videos. And there's a guy driving here right now with $20 in his hand to give me his $20. Now that we have the internet, there is no excuse to not be able to afford bread. You just have to put in the work. Alright, I've been at this sneaker flipping for about 2 weeks now, and I've sold $90 worth of sneakers. The stock cost me $11, so if you take the stock away from the profit, $79. I made $79. So now I've got some cash flow in business, which is cool. It means I can go out and get more stock. So I've gone away and I've worked out what $79 worth of sneakers looks like in terms of more stock, and it's 15 pairs of sneakers. Now I've costed up what I think those sneakers are worth conservatively, and the number is $440. I'm actually going to list all the sneakers for higher than that. This is a worst case scenario figure, and that's pretty cool. Now don't forget, I actually started with $0. What up, sneakerheads? I've got a huge day tomorrow, starting nice and early in the office, and then right on 5 we're going to be jumping in the car and going all the way from Pakenham into the city to pick up these 15 pairs of sneakers. So I bought them all for $79. I've DM'd all the owners, negotiated, done, ready to go. I just got to go and get them. So we're going all at once to get them to maximize on fuel efficiency, so we don't have shipping or numerous trips worth of fuel eating into the profit margin. So really, really pumped for that. And as I said in yesterday's video, $79 worth of sneakers, and hoping to flip them for at least $440. If you've decided that you want to flip sneakers in Melbourne and you look out the window and it looks beautiful and you go, fantastic, great day to take outdoor photos, don't trust it. Melbourne is a cruel and unpredictable mistress. As you can see from my hair, my shirt, and the windows, in summer. We're in summer, it's decided to be winter. What up, guys? I just sold these in 5 minutes for a $35 profit. So I picked them up for $10, sold them for $45, and the guy actually lives just down the road from me. So I even offered to drop them off for free for him. Now, I don't want to spread any false hope out there. They don't usually sell in 5 minutes. Sometimes they take up to a week, but it can happen, and it's actually really exciting when it does. What up, TikTokers? It is raining like nothing else, but the good news is, after about 2 hours, by the way, this is my boot. It's nuts. I just sold those for $60. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this episode. And as I said earlier, don't forget to like and subscribe if you have liked it. And if you haven't, please let me know down below what's wrong. If you don't like the idea of someone wearing a business shirt and a prep school jumper probably, and talking about hype and culture, let me know. I obviously try and film these around my work schedule, so I just happen to be wearing work clothes. But I can chop it up if you like. Let me know in the comments. I don't know how to change the show if you don't let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in episode 002.